So I've been racking my brain with intros to the show, and all I've basically come up with so far is sup. I don't know if it's gonna work. I think it'll catch on. I think a lot of people are gonna love it. Either way, whoever you were, whatever you want to be, let's figure this out so we can be somebody better for tomorrow. Let's get into this.
In early 2020, Justin Bieber randomly posts a whole bunch of pictures of babies on his Instagram with the hashtag yummy. Around the same time, he posts this picture right here, yummy, in pizza font. He later goes on Ellen's show and tells her what yummy means to him.
Here's what I want to ask. Yummy. What does that mean exactly?
My sex life.
Okay.
So this led a lot of people to question why he would post them babies with the hashtag yummy when his song is about his life. Now, this is obviously an old clip, but it's from John F. Kennedy Jr., and he's talking about how a 9-year-old girl wrote him a poem, and she's describing herself as pizza, and it's yum yum.
We happen to have someone who sent us Monica Lewinsky's poem that she wrote in 9th grade. Actually, not in 9th grade, when she was a 9-year-old.
9 years old.
And I know I'm going to rot in hell eternally for this, but can I maybe just give it a sample?
Yeah, give a sample.
Okay. It was written, the poem is a poignant rumination on how, quote, I can be a delicious lunch, dinner, or breakfast if you're weird. She goes on to describe herself, quote, as a round and flat piece of dough with lots of topping. I am a mouth's best friend. I make you say, yum, yum.
And the thing is, she wasn't just some random 9-year-old. She grew up and happened to be the woman that Bill Clinton had an affair with. Almost like she's been in the industry and they used that poem as a startup to some type of code word, pizza. And that takes us back to this picture that he posted around the same time he was posting them babies with the hashtag yummy. And if you know about symbolism or code words that these people use, it's like a secret language. Especially with him posting this picture specifically along with the pictures of the babies in the hashtag yummy. So with all that being said, it almost feels like he was trying to tell us something by doing this. Ask yourself, whoever referred to this as pizza?
Adele, name 3 names for your lady parts.
Mini Moo, the JJ, and a pizza.
And look how she's looking. And she's flaunting it. And if you know anything about Ellen DeGeneres, you would understand why this was her reaction to her saying that.
Anybody who looks into Ellen can tell there's a lot there. I mean, there is so much stacked up on that. I used to think of her as Ellen DeGeneres because, being a local, I've gone to the show, I've been in the audience Christmas time, and they gave me plenty of stuff that I was able to give to my kids for Christmas, so I was happy. I mean, who else wouldn't be? But then as time went on and I started to watch her stuff and really look into her, I mean, this is the reason why when you look into celebrities, you look at their life and you realize they're not good people. I'm not saying all of them aren't, but the majority of them are sick and twisted. And then that's part of the club. That's how you get in. That's how you stay in. Like George Carlin said, it's a big club and you ain't in it. And neither am I. And to be honest, I don't want to be in it. Because if you're talking about small children and yummy, I mean, come on, that's just, it's sick. All of it. Pizzagate, all of that. I mean, people, it's hard to talk about. It's so disgusting. And that's the problem. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. They push it to the side and they act like it's really not happening. And unfortunately, it's not like the car accident that you stare at when you drive by because you've been waiting the whole time. So you're like, I've been sitting in traffic, I might as well enjoy the view, right? No, this is something that you need to remember, burn into your mind, look into, think about, and call someone about. I mean, it's not enough that we don't hold people accountable. You need to talk to your representatives, go to these meetings. I mean, show up, go in force and say something. If you don't actually speak up, nobody's gonna care, and that's the problem. We let them get away with it. It's time to stop it.
You can stick needles into people's spine and you can draw out fluid, and you can look at the metabolites of things like serotonin, and you can get depressed people and undepressed people and say, is there any difference in the actual amount of serotonin floating around in the brain. Every time they've done this, they have not found that there is any difference between depressed and undepressed people. But
there's no difference?
There is no difference. Because that's why we don't use any biological markers in the diagnosis of any psychiatric conditions. No brain scans, no blood tests. They're not useful because there are no ways, like actual biological ways to differentiate depressed people from undepressed people.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. And the way they justify it was, well, okay, so we haven't found it yet, but it must be a medical problem and we're eventually going to find it. And rather than admitting that, in the meantime, we'll just tell people it's a chemical imbalance because it's just an easy kind of like metaphor for them to understand, and it helps us dish out the drugs without people asking too many questions.
But it's untrue.
It's untrue.
Therefore, physicians should not say that, or they should lose their medical license.
Rule number one. Rule number one.
Healthcare is such a huge problem in America right now. Considering all the taxes we pay, I mean, with your check and then sales tax on everything, half of your money automatically goes to the government. Our healthcare should be free. There are other countries that are gaining so much money in donations from us while they're able to take care of their citizens. And you look around and you see, I want to say, the welfare, the way we treat our people over here. There's homeless everywhere and they're screaming at the trees. And a lot of it is imbalance. It starts from the food, the water. I mean, if everything around you is poison, eventually your mind, your body, so on, is just going to be poisoned. I mean, what are we going to do? I can't sit here and tell you, just go look into the bushes and find it where Mother Nature has intended it to be. Because at the same time, I don't know, maybe eventually some of our stuff will be better, but everything has a side effect and it is horrible. I mean, if you have a headache, the medicine for that will kill you.
Much like most of our history, the laws of nature, the rules we've been taught and drilled into our heads, they are not what they tell us they are. Fossilization and petrification do not take thousands, if not millions of years to... Not only do I think it can happen a lot quicker, but the process we've been told about it is false as well. Just look at this supposed to be impossible petrified mushroom found in Russia recently. Let's look at another couple of examples that shows petrification takes a lot quicker than we've been told. Here is an actual tank which has turned all but to stone. Or what looks like a fairly recent work boot, petrified and turned to stone as well. And this was a petrified cowboy boot with a petrified foot still in it. I believe this is in some creationist museum somewhere in Utah, perhaps. Point is, they tell us these timelines take millions of years, but we don't know exactly how quickly it can happen. I believe it doesn't take that long at all. As evident in more than a few of these examples, we all came from the earth, and from the earth we all shall return. In the right instances, like a realm-wide flood, burying these massive entities in all that sediment, and leaving behind so many examples of our massive past. They lie about our history and those that inhabit it with us. Of course, they'll lie about the laws of nature and its true timelines. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
I don't know if you've ever seen the screws or the hammers or different things that are encased in rock that petrification should have been millions of years. Should be impossible, but yet we're finding it. So that means either, we've been around for a lot longer than we're supposed to have, or the dating just doesn't work right. The petrification happens very quickly in certain conditions, whether it was the mud flood, the Noah's Ark thing, or just calcium, something happened. But even carbon dating, we're going and getting in between and around the cracks and stuff, grabbing the organic material and trying to carbon date it by burning it. It just doesn't match. A lot of it doesn't seem right. And when you've spent your entire life with multiple degrees and everything is based on that, you tend to just say, no, I'm right. I'm right. I don't care what you say. And I get that. I mean, men are stubborn. That's just what we are. But a lot of times, I wish people would just go with a blank slate and think, I have no idea. Let's figure this out. I mean, isn't that what science is supposed to be? Ask the question without the hypothesis or the knowledge, the thought of this is what it has to be. It's just, let's find this out together. I wish, but no sunshine and rainbows around here, apparently.
Prison for 3 years for carrying out what the Chinese government says were illegal medical practices.
Now, since that incident in 2018, gene editing kind of got put on the back burner and not really talked about until here recently. Naturally, Silicon Valley took an interest to the whole thing again. Now, remember the opening clip to I Am Legend? Let me show you. Kathy Tai, Canadian entrepreneur and bioinformatician. If you don't know what that is, like myself, it's a scientist who blends biology, computer science, and informational technology to interpret biological data. Kathy also funded her own genetic screening company, just like 23andMe. But here's where it gets weird. Kathy's also only one of 4 Canadians that got funding back in 2015 from Peter Pan here. You know, this guy. But that's not the only person that you're gonna recognize. See, Kathy married the Chinese Frankenstein, the guy from the beginning of the video. Now, Kathy started her own gene editing project. And what did she call it? The Manhattan Project.
Well, damn.
We use precision gene correction to address inherited disease at its source, the embryo, before it can affect future generations. If you don't know, the Manhattan Project is what led to the creation of the atomic bomb. And for wiping out almost 250,000 people. And if that wasn't bad enough, it's intentional. We chose our name deliberately. We believe the scale of our mission to end genetic disease is just as significant as the Manhattan Project. And not only that, but they started doing these things in labs in Manhattan, which was ground zero for I Am Legend. It's like this movie is just getting ready to play out.
That's great. That's crazy.
It's just too many coincidences for me. But let me know what you think. Stay safe.
I've been wondering that the reason why people are experiencing these Mandela effects is because we screwed up. Something horrible. Like, let's say a year, 2, 3 goes by, a month, a couple of days, whatever it is, the situation, but we messed up bad. We're zombies now. We're vampires, whatever, huddled in the corner, breathing heavy, sweating on each other and scared of the sunlight. And now, cancer is cured, but everything just went bad. So you got to go back to the moment, to the time to fix it. And then from then on, whatever changes, even if it's something small, let's say you tripped the guy who was on his way to do this and he was going to name it that, but now he's pissed at you, so he names it something different, and then now it's Berenstein Bears. I mean, little things could happen like that, and that could be what's really going on. Is we're taking off, we're going far too fast, everybody's just trying to invent, grasp, get, and the question is never asked, should we? It's always, how quickly till we can get it done. And while we are making money at it, sooner or later, something's gonna happen. I mean, the jab with the whole 19, everything that went bad, that was small. Now imagine when it's got a 50, 60, 80% kill rate, when it starts to get higher. I mean, that one spared kids, and it just took elderly, which seems kind of engineered to me, but I mean, if you want to help the government out by taking care of some people that you don't really want around anymore, so you can stop paying for all the stuff that pays for them and spare the children the future, it sounds like engineered to me, but I mean, what do I know?
The topic of Travis Scott and Astroworld 2021 has resurfaced due to the recent release of the Netflix documentary Trainwreck. Not only is there an insane amount of symbolism around this event, but it also confirmed for many people that they weren't just conspiracy theorists. The truth is much stranger than fiction. It's strange that the media reports 10 people lost their lives that night and hundreds were injured. Meanwhile, people who were there say the number is much higher. And you can't tell me that authorities aren't aware what really happened that night. Let's look at the evidence. The stage is an upside down cross going into what looks like a portal. To get into the show, you have to walk through Travis Scott's mouth, which comes from Hell Mouth. And Hell Mouth is symbolic of the entrance to the underworld and the fate of the damned. His fans believe Astroworld is because Travis Scott is from Houston. The deeper meaning is Astral World, also known as the astral plane, which is why you'd see messages displayed inside the portal such as "see you on the other side." And looking at the shirt he was wearing, people crossing into the astral plane, and apparently on fire. Looking at some of the merch, again, people going into a portal. Also, let's not leave out the satanic Leviathan cross. In this one, Utopia, I notice it looks like it's broke down into 3 words. And in doing so, the word "you" has falling stars in it, which can represent the ending of one phase and the beginning of another. Falling stars also represent fallen angels. And then you have Utopia. One of the meanings of Pia is no more or no longer. This is only my opinion, but that's what I see. Let's talk about the Highest in the Room music video, which starts off with Hellmouth. Then it shows him walking through a crowd that looks like they're looking up at a stage. Then shows him in a crowd surge, which is the very thing that cost those people their lives. In the lyrics, he repeatedly says, "I'm the highest in the room," which he was. Travis Scott has also been seen wearing Pearl Jam shirts, which is ironic, because in 2000, 9 people lost their lives the same way at a Pearl Jam show. It's fair to say that the stage setup on both has a similar theme. Obviously, the one at Astroworld would be more modernized. And even though there isn't blatant symbolism around the Pearl Jam show, or Pearl Jam in general, I found it interesting that Kurt Cobain from Nirvana refused any association with Pearl Jam, which he dubbed a corporate band and false, or maybe he knew what they're really about. Back to Travis Scott, he's always shown who he is. Has the word puke across his throat and a cross next to it. And listen closely to everything he says, literally during the time people were losing their lives.
If there was ever a moment where there was a ritual carried out right before everyone's eyes, look at the entrance, look at the way it was set up, the fact that he kept performing and pumping people up, pushing them to even move faster. I'm not trying to be liable for anything, so let's just say allegedly I thought I might have seen, it could have been, but I mean, it looks pretty obvious. You look at all that stuff, and I mean, everything was demonic in it. Everything was demonic, and people lost their lives while he had the crowd cheering for it. It just seems like they're pulling in all the energy, the luge, whatever you want to call it, and what they're using it for, or how they're going about it. I mean, maybe he pumped it into his next album to make sure he sells a few million. I have no idea how that works. I mean, I don't want to know, but at the same time, if I can't defend myself against it, it's because I don't know about it. So while I don't want to dabble in it, I want to make sure that I have my guard all the way up. You should probably do the same thing too.
Good evening, everyone. What I'm going to be doing in today's video is showing you guys what the sun looks like up close with an ND5 foil solar filter, which allows us to be able to see through the brightness of the sunlight to actually see the shape of the sun, its texture, what it looks like. And I'm going to show you 3 different views from 3 different days, and you're going to see that the sun always looks the same, always has these same little spots on it, which I'll get to here in a second. Let's get zoomed in. There we go. Now you see these little black, look like little black dots on the sun. Now, to be honest with you, I don't know exactly what they are, but I know every time that I zoom in on it, they're in the same spot. Just like when you zoom in on the moon, all the craters are in the same spot that they've always been in. Every time I zoom in on this sun, these little spots are in the same place every time on different days, no matter which day that you zoom in on it with the solar filter. And the cool thing about the solar filter is most of the time you could use your P1000 or your P900 and you'll never be able to see what I just showed you without the solar filter, because the sun is too bright, and this filter, it just filters out that brightness so you can actually, like I told you earlier, see the texture of the sun itself. Now, I'm not for sure if you can actually buy this filter for the Nikon P900. I just know that they have it for the P1000. So if you have a P900, you might want to kind of research that, maybe look it up and see if they have one. I'm sure they probably do, but I know they have one for the P1000, and it does a fabulous job, as you can see right here. Now you're getting ready to see those little black holes, those little black dots again, in the same place that you seen them when I showed you the first time. They're always there, which tells me that this is not a big ball of fire like they tell us that it is. That's a bunch of bull crap. You don't see a big ball of fire anywhere on this. It just looks like a big light with some little black dots, holes in it. Not to mention the fact that I shouldn't be able to zoom in on this at all with a camera. It's supposedly 93 million miles away. Think about that, 93 million miles away. Trust me, there is no camera in the world that can see 93 million miles away. Okay, now this is a total different day here. There was some humidity on this day, so I didn't actually get the orange look or the yellow look. It actually had a white look to it. But as you can see, those black dots or little black holes are in the same spot. When you zoom in on them, well, you see the atmospheric reaction kind of blurring there over them, but they look the same every time. I don't know what that is, but it's something. Now here you have NASA's computer-generated images. Now look what they show you. They show you this big old ball of fire with looks like lava and fire shooting out of it, which is all cartoon images, CGI. People, looks nothing like what I just showed you in real time with a real camera with a real solar filter. Looks nothing like this NASA cartoon bullcrap. They are lying to us. Yeah, you see that? You don't see nothing on that one when I zoom in on it. Just looks like a big light with some little specks on it, little holes on it. Looks nothing like this cartoon crap. They're lying to us. The Book of Enoch tells us that it's a luminary, not a ball of fire, as you can see here. And that which thus rises is the great luminary, and it is so named according to its appearance, according as the Lord commanded. As he rises, so he sets, and decreases not, and rests not, but runs day and night, and his light is 7-fold brighter than that of the moon. But as regards size, they are both equal.
So my first thought was maybe the sun doesn't rotate that fast. I mean, if you look at the moon, it's always facing us. So if we're rotating with it and it's just rotating a little bit slowly, it would kind of look like it wouldn't really move much. That, and I'm curious, maybe somebody could answer me this. Is it possible that there's some sort of landmass on the sun? I mean, I'm not expecting there to be an ocean around it or anything like that, or if for it to even be the type of landmass that we're used to. But I mean, can there be some sort of mass that could be considered land? I don't know. The concept of a gas giant to me just seems so foreign. Like, you're telling me the entire planet is made of gas? Like that. My brain just can't wrap around it. I don't understand it. I'm sure there's somebody that's going to laugh at me for it. And yeah, maybe you're just smarter than I am, but I'm curious. What do you think?